last Wednesday of the month, so you know what time it is. It's time for you to go ahead and enter into the man cave.
Real quick, what play we gonna run?
You look like a coach, though, man. You look like a coach.
But Deion Sanders is not making $93 million.
You don't never dip your pen in the company ink.
I'm glad you said pen. I thought that was going a different way.
No,
I didn't know that was about to go.
Well, you can clip this. If I gave you $168 million, I want to know what type of fabric softener you're using on your initiatives. You know what I'm saying?
If he could be described in 3 words, he's so horny at that moment. Yeah, I said that. That's going in the highlight tape. I know it is. You know, after that.
Oh no, you know what I'm saying?
You just ahead because once we get on Patreon, we're gonna have that platinum tier for the platform Sportstalk show. You know what I'm saying?
We need some platinum sponsors. That's what we need. You know what I'm saying?
Missing.
Man,
Knee alone. Friday, knee alone.
Fresh Prince knee alone.
the best man, me alone, man.
Well, anyway, it was a good run while it lasted. So
Then they were exactly who we thought they is.
And that's why we say we look at the guys that are in our OTE arena is who are you?
Crazy story. The first time I touched a basketball court, I cried. I didn't want to go. They forced me to go. They put me in the van.
It's a give back to allow the young people to experience the game, to learn the fundamentals the right way.
All right, so it's the Man Cave coming to you live from the Platinum Sports Talk Network. My bad, Smooth. I won't mess it up no more. I got you, man. I got you. All right, you know what?
It's the platinum show, man. It's a platinum
Yeah, the show is platinum. That's why I keep saying it. It's so. Substance.
not flash, rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment. The Cinderella story is over, man. Right? They're fighting for clicks, we're fighting for wins. There's a difference, right? There's a difference, right? This game ain't going to be played in Hollywood, it's going to be played on the grass, right? It's going to be played on the grass. Let's go.
And go we went. And go we went. What did we do? We won the day, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Man Cave. That's right. It's the last Wednesday of the month. And you know what that means. The fellas bring you our perspective. And boy, we got a lot of things to talk about. So I'm not going to waste any time. I already introduced myself. Y'all going to have to deal with this portrait Stanton for now. I'll be fixed in a minute. But right now, I want to bring on the rest of this amazing panel, man, starting off with my brother from another mother. They are my brothers from another mothers. But right now, this is A1 Day One. He was here before me. And he will be here after me. Ain't no after me. I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Man Cave, my brother, Sadar.
What up, what up, what up? It's Sadar the Selective, man, the real estate DJ, man. Power up on him.
Power up on him, indeed. What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, man. Can't complain.
That's good. I can complain about a few things, but we gonna
like
get
the camera needs milk now.
Man, I can't. It won't turn. I was turning it, and it was turning me. I'm like, no, I need ridiculous. But anyway, technology is the world's greatest flaw. I'm gonna go ahead and bring on the next member of the Man Cave, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the blackest man in radio and the blackest man on this podcast. Y'all give it up for Craig Black.
What's up, gentlemen? What's going on, fellas?
Man.
Can y'all hear me? Everybody can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
I making sure. I was a little paused after I talked. I was like, yeah, I can hear y'all. I can hear y'all.
Okay.
What's going on, fellas? What's the deal?
Oh, man.
Yeah, we got some happenings going on.
Yeah,
we got a whole lot of happenings. And we will get into each and every one of those happenings. Our last panel member for the day, Mario, will be on shortly. But until then, fellas, what's on your mind? Anything anybody want to talk about? Craig, Sadar, Craig.
Well, I'll start. We started off with a big bang. Pause. Should I put a pause there? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where you put the pauses at anymore. It's like everything you say has to be a pause. But talking about my Commanders, I think we realize who we really are.
You didn't find that out yet?
I think we kind of realized who we really are. Last week it was a eye opener. It was a bad game. It was an ass whipping from start to finish, and it was it is what it is, and it was what it was. And it's,
and it's gonna be what it will be. It's like y'all had reason for excitement, and I'll give you that reason for excitement. But just like the Cowgirl fans, it was a knockback to reality.
I didn't want to use that verbiage because too many them Bama Eagles fans. It's more Eagles fans now. It's like the Cowboys fans have been real quiet lately.
I wonder why.
They've been real on my side of the earth. These Cowboys fans have been real quiet lately. They haven't been speaking up. It's been more of these Eagles fans. I don't know where they came from. It's like they're just coming. They're like roaches. They just coming from out of everywhere. I don't know what they're like roaches mixed with rabbits. They're multiplying. It's like you was never an Eagle fan before.
Roaches mixed with rabbits.
They won't die and they multiply. It's like, what the hell is going on? It's like I don't get it. But yeah.
Are you? Would it be safe to label them bandwagoners? Did the NBA bandwagon people now find a team in the NFL? Are the bandwagons just
I believe that's a lot of it. That's a lot of it because all my years of being this diehard of this one team, my Washington football team, my Commanders right now. I haven't seen this many Eagles fans. It's kind of crazy. I've seen all these Giants fans. I've seen a lot of Steelers fans. I've seen a lot of a ton of Cowboys fans, but not this many Eagles fans. Like, where have you been for the last 40 some years? But it is what it is. You finally get one in your generation, and that's how you feel now. So
actually got two. Well, yeah, one.
I'm about to say, hold on, they won since Nick.
That's one.
Where was I?
They've been to two.
You would think they won
been
10.
to
more.
They're 1-1 right now. They trying to be above 500 in this coming season. We're gonna get into those NFL teams in just a second. But Sadar, what's the word, bro? What's on your mind?
Man, what do you make of this whole Stephen A. Smith, Terrell Owens feud, man? Is it just cattiness?
I don't know
what is it, man? What are they doing, man?
I don't know what it is. All I know is we too grown for this.
And where did it come from? It's just like out of nowhere, man.
I mean, I will say it's something. I don't know how it happened. All I know is T.O. was brought up, and then
I will give you a rundown,
though. I mean, people got dirt on everybody, but give me the rundown, Sadar, because we're gonna get into some other issues here in the
all right, real quick, because we're not gonna linger on this because we got some other stuff to talk about. But anyway,
we a little bit.
Stephen A. Smith, I think he was on Joe Budden's podcast, and they was asking him about what's the guy's name that used to be his co-host on First Take.
Skip.
After him. Max Kellerman.
Max Kellerman, okay.
Sorry. So they was just pretty much talking about how Max Kellerman, he didn't fit well with his show and things like that. But a lot of people said, hey, you pushed him out, man. You got him fired. And so I think there was a comment on Twitter where somebody posted a clip maybe like 5 years ago, back when they was talking about Colin Kaepernick, where Stephen A. Smith made the comment, "Oh, you Max is blacker than you, Stephen A." And that set him off. So on Twitter, T.O. just says the word facts and leaves it at that. It set Stephen A. off again. He's like, I got a dossier. I got all these files and documents, and I'm going to threaten to release them and release all the dirt on you and stuff. Now they're going back and forth again 5 years later over nothing. And so Stephen A. comes back. He did talk about T.O. kind of, and basically saying how he's got these files of paper. And he wants to release them all and spill the tea on them. But what tea does he have? He really doesn't elaborate. Some kind of lawsuit or something. But what it turns out to be, T.O. was actually suing ESPN because of the treatment the coverage that they had against him throughout his playing career, and that's well documented. But it wasn't so much on Stephen A., but Stephen A. took it to heart and said he sued me. And it's just cattiness, man. And I just shake my head, man. Like, Stephen A., you got the #1 morning sports talk show in the nation. You killing the other show, but yet you want to stop and do petty stuff over here on the side. I don't get it. And Stanley's gone.
Hey, Stanley, he's gone. I didn't even know this was going on, Sadar. I'm sitting here Googling stuff. I'm like, what did I miss? What's going on? I didn't know this feud resurfaced. I'm like, okay. As soon as I Google it, I get All the Smoke. It comes up with Terrell Owens on All the Smoke. Sitting down talking about it with I guess who the dudes All the Smoke, Stacks and the other dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But nevertheless, it's old news that's resurfacing. Who was Randall Lay?
That's our very own T-Bone Funk. He says
Oh,
It
that
was a
is
text.
T-Bone. That is
Yeah.
T-Bone.
It's
I'm like,
T-Bone
who the
Funk,
hell is
man.
Randall Lay? I'm like, man, you need to put T-Bone Funk up there and stop playing. I'm
Right.
sorry. Go ahead.
He said it was, he said it was a text that Stephen A revealed that was the suit that wasn't authorized to be mentioned on TV for the suit. That basically that's what the lawsuit was. So basically, Stephen A revealed, I guess, a conversation they had over text in confidence that he released some time back, and that's what led to the lawsuit.
Okay.
So it's more pettiness over more pettiness.
He's a
And that's
grown
what he
ass.
was angry about. That's what he was waving these piles of stacks of paper around like, I got the dirt on Tyrell Owens. Sit down. It was pettiness, man.
Grown ass men arguing, being petty. That's what they argue like a bunch of little teenage girls. How about that?
Yeah.
Let me put on my Stephen A's real quick. Now let me tell you something, Craig Black. I'm gonna tell you something right now. And ain't nobody arguing over petty stuff. Craig, I'm gonna tell you what it is. This is man versus man. Mano y mano. Okay, yeah, I get it. It's just too much yelling, and then my head gonna get to hurting. People who tend to live in the past cannot move forward into the present. It's very sad. But I got what's on your mind, Sadar, and I got what's on your mind. Craig, y'all want to know what's on my mind?
What's on your mind, man?
Producer, if we could bring up the photo, please. This is what's on my mind, baby.
What?
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Today, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Phoenix Suns, and the Portland Trail Blazers were involved in a 3-team deal, a 3-piece no biscuit. Now, in all honesty, the only piece of this that truly matters is the photo that you're looking at right here. Damian Lillard is now playing with Giannis and all his brothers for the Milwaukee Bucks. This trade had come on.
This is news to me.
Is everyone else.
This is news to me. I didn't know.
Sadal, you don't be in the group chat.
I be working.
Group chat. It's in the group chat.
He said you don't be in the group chat.
I be working. No.
Man. And even faster than this trade was announced, Damian Lillard used his musical alter ego, Dame Dollar, to drop a song called Farewell. Fellas, well, Craig and Sadal didn't know this happened. Did you get a chance to listen to the song?
I did not hear the song. I didn't know about the song. That's news to me.
I did. I got to listen to the song, and according to Dame Lillard, there's some stuff going on within the Blazers organization. His quote, not to be looked into too much, at the end, he said, they fishing. And then another thing he said is, I'm leaving it way better than I inherited it. Essentially saying that the team is better than it was when he got there. And that's absolutely true. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But I also saw a star of the Miami Heat by the name of Jimmy Butler tell the NBA to look into the Milwaukee Bucks.
I saw that.
Tampering.
I saw that.
Oh, boy.
I saw that.
Already?
Who's tampering with what?
With the
That's
trade?
what I want to know. They're saying that there was tampering involved in that trade. Yes.
Oh boy, they just see they in the same conference. He's just starting. It just happens hours ago.
He just got here and already he's like, "Hey, bro, something ain't right."
He's starting stuff already.
Something ain't right. Okay, so here are the official details of the trade. We received Drew Holiday from the Milwaukee Bucks, DeAndre Ayton from the Phoenix Suns, and Tumani Camara. No disrespect to that man, but I don't know who that is. They'll also be receiving Milwaukee's 2029 unprotected first-round draft pick and an unprotected Milwaukee swaps right in 2008, 2028, and 2030. We just now wrapping up 2023. Anyway, the Suns will receive Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and everyone's favorite player from Duke, Grayson Allen. So now Grayson Allen will be on the team of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal.
Oh boy.
And then the Blazers will remain engaged elsewhere on deals and are trying to engage teams on trade talks to move Drew Holiday.
Man.
Can I say I'm not a big fan of this trade. I'm not. It's a blockbuster trade. It's big news, but I'm just not. I'm looking at the Bucks like they gave up a big piece of their championship squad. Not saying that Dame Dollar is not better than. I'm not saying that Drew Holiday is better than Dame Dollar. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing the two together. I'm not doing it. They're two totally different type of players. But I believe that chemistry, when you're expecting them to come in right away, because a lot of these talking heads across all these networks are screaming NBA championship or bust. Oh yeah, they locked in for the ring. They're gonna sweep the East. They're gonna do it. You know what? They're putting that pressure out there right now, and I don't think that's fair to Dame and Giannis, because I think it's gonna have to be some. It's gonna have to get worked out. I don't think they're gonna come and march right into the Eastern Conference and march right to the finals and march right to NBA championship. I give them, if it's. I'm just not a big fan of it. If it happens, it'll be in the next 2 to 3 years. It's not going to happen right away. It's not going to happen this year because it's too much competition. They just took Denver and said, hey, Denver, who has the same exact team, and they ain't changed a thing, like they're not going to be there. You know, it's like, huh? So they're just going to come and beat Denver? Come on now. I mean, and that's not even in the East. I ain't talking about Boston. I'm talking about the championship. But you still got to go through Boston. You still got to go through what? I don't know who else. Who else is in the East? That's probably about it.
Philly.
Yeah, like I said, that's probably about it. You got to go through Boston, but you know, that West Coast is deep.
Boston,
like I said, they got to go through Boston and them. Yeah.
Boston and them.
Boston, they got to go through
Boston. Yeah,
Boston and them.
Yeah, ain't nobody else in the East, man. I'm trying to think of something to say too about the East. Let me pull up the.
They got to go through my Bulls. They got to go through your Wizards.
No. Your Bulls and my Wizards are the same trash, different paint.
Hey.
Same trash, different dumpster.
Different dumpster.
Hey. Relax.
And I love my Wizards. I love them to death, but this is not.
Oh yeah, Miami. Did we forget?
Okay, okay, you're right. Okay, let me stop myself. Okay, because Jimmy Stacks, my bad. Jimmy Stacks. They have to go through Boston. I mean Jimmy Buckets. I said Jimmy Stacks, but Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Stacks. Hold on.
Jimmy Buckets and in Miami. That's it. Who else is it? I'm looking at? Nah, you say Philadelphia, New York.
In all honesty, it depends on what Philadelphia comes away with in this remainder of an offseason. I don't know what they will do, but I hope they will do something. But right now, and the Raptors, don't nobody want the Raptors. All right.
Somebody said the Pacers are improving. I don't know where that came from. Somebody just said that somewhere, and I'm like,
our group chat.
I don't know. somebody's in that group chat smoking.
It came from within.
in that group chat. Put it down.
Stay off. Stay off the weed.
Stop it. Get some help.
But real quick, I want to go ahead and ask the opinion of somebody who ain't on here. Hey, yo, Mario.
And he's loading. And
there he is.
There
Yo,
we go.
what's
I
up,
would really
fella?
hate to do Ayo Mario and it didn't work. I'm like, damn. All right, Mario. I don't know
y'all
if you
doing?
are also. We doing good, brother. How are you,
Can y'all hear me?
man? Yes,
We can hear
sir.
you.
Can you hear us?
So y'all can hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear
hear
us?
Froze up.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Look like somebody else connection needs some milk. Aha! It ain't me.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
heard you,
me.
Stan.
Hello?
It's a little delay. Yeah, it's a little lag in that thing.
Yeah.
It looks like it's working a little better now.
I got everything on. Y'all cannot hear me?
We
Yeah,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you. Testing 1 2 1 2. Can you hear us? Uh-oh. All right. Somebody put in the chat for him to come out and
Yeah,
come
I
back
can
in.
hear y'all.
Yep. There we go.
Nah, y'all good?
Somebody from the background saying you
Y'all
need help. I heard that.
hear me now?
You need some help?
That is classic right there.
No, wifey upset because you need help.
He needs some milk.
Yeah.
We appreciate the wifey.
No, I got the charger.
Man, we appreciate
I got everything.
we appreciate a good woman by that man's
Y'all
side.
stupid need
We
some milk.
appreciate that
Hey,
9
Mario,
times
man.
out of 10.
Hey, Mario, man, what did you think about that Dame
That's
Lillard trade today?
Eastern Conference, like the Bucks was gonna sweep the Eastern Conference. Well, that don't make them the best team in the East, though.
That is true.
Yeah.
Really got to deal with Boston. I like Boston. I really
So you don't
like
think
Boston.
they got to deal with the Sixers? You don't think Philly is a problem? You don't think Philly full of dreams and nightmares? All right.
Oh yeah,
say that
yeah,
again.
you're really delayed, brother.
It may be we may be in a dream right now. Yeah, that was
all right.
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
We're gonna act like them last couple minutes never happened. All right.
What we got next, man?
And another thing that's on my mind, producer, could you bring up my other picture? Hopefully you got it. Maybe? Nah. There we go. It was widely speculated for probably the past month, but it was made official yesterday. Control yourself, Craig. I know. Look at it, but control yourself. It was revealed yesterday that Jade Cargill, the most sought after product in professional wrestling, decided to take it on down.
She tried to take it down.
Baby.
She was taking it down. She was taking it down.
Hey. Control yourself. What Malcolm X say? Oh, that brother starving. Okay. Control yourself. But yes, it was announced that the one and only Jade Cargill has announced and signed a multi-year contract with WWE. Now, something I saw on Twitter is that with past signings, they have not made this big of a deal as they have made about Miss Jade. They done announced it. They done recorded a video of her going to the Performance Center. She has had 50 million interviews in Orlando, Florida.
No, with the video. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It's on Twitter. Everything is on Twitter because what is an X? It's on Twitter. So, like, so many interviews, they've been asking her all these questions. She's the hottest thing right now. She was trending on Craig. She was trending on Twitter all day yesterday. This is touted as one of the biggest signings in sports entertainment, in wrestling. And I don't even think it has nothing to do with the fact that this is the first signing, like she said, under the TKO merger. It might have something to do with that, but it's just the name. And as everyone else is saying, the way that she was underutilized and some people say underappreciated, given that she never really had a big title, like the major, they put her with the TBS or the TNT or all that stuff. If she did have a women's run, it wasn't as long or as great as it should have been. But, I believe there is someone here who can actually speak to this a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, it's T-Bone Funk in the building.
I thought we got rid of this dude. What the hell happened? The hell?
You can't get rid of this man. He's like Vince McMahon in WWE. He won't go away.
I have more retirements than Terry Funk.
Oh, rest in peace.
I got a question before you get into it. What is you said under the new banner? What's that new banner? I didn't. What merger? Educate me, man. Educate me.
Let's back up real quick. So, Craig, have you not heard that the bigger news before Jade was even brought in was the fact that the WWE and the UFC have basically merged? They're under the same banner now. Vince McMahon is not the WWE isn't his own company anymore. Obviously, UFC was under Endeavor, and now the WWE and UFC have basically come together as in under a larger company that they call TKO, which is also under the Endeavor brand, which is a big, what is that, sports media conglomerate, all the big agents, agencies and stuff like that. So
damn.
So that, by the way, helps lead us to where we are, where we're talking about, Jade's.
Show did happen after last show. My bad.
See her happening in some movies and all that other type of stuff, and getting out there and being a much bigger star than she was probably going to be in other circumstances.
Okay, I didn't know. Oh, that's what educated me. I needed that. Okay, I appreciate that. Wow. I didn't know. Okay. But Jade Cargill.
Well, what's funny is if you listen to any of the interviews that she did over the past yesterday, because that's when it happened.
24 hours.
She mentioned in there some things that was very, very professionally said. She mentioned, they asked her why it's the switch from AEW to WWE, and she brought up, there's nothing wrong with AEW, a nice place, but here's where I'm going to be able to get my full potential and have all these, I'm going to be able to do all these different things and be with the best and the management, the leadership. The quote that I took away was leadership was great. And she mentioned several leaders there. And so, WWE is obviously, or TKO as a whole, is going to give her opportunities to do some things. She also mentioned on there not shying away from, and possibly a little bit in character, but she also didn't shy away from, wrestling isn't the only thing out there. This is a company that has a lot of opportunities as far as movies and other stuff too. So, she's looking for the place where she can be seen in the highest thing and be with the best.
I guess my next question is, how is she? I haven't really followed her, to be honest with you, seen her wrestle a lot. How was she in the ring? Is she a real good performer?
Do you see her?
Come on now. I've been saying for the last 10 minutes now. I'm looking at her, but I want to know how was she in the ring for real?
Here's what I would say is it doesn't matter, because when you're in, when I say that, because when you're coming from that company, and again, I'm not trying to knock the style, but the style is just different, and it's not what she's going to be doing in WWE. So whatever she didn't pass, it doesn't matter. That's all going to change. They're going to find ways to play to her strengths and figure out the best way to present her. Because if there's anything that you can say about WWE is if they want to invest in you and they want to present you, they're going to present you better than anybody else has ever done.
But so she's not that good, or she's good?
I didn't say it's that she's not that good. I'm saying that whatever she was doing there before. Let me put it to you this way: if Michael Jordan was playing with some local players from Rittner High School here in St. Louis, whatever he does in that game, it doesn't really matter, right? What matters is how does he play when he's playing with playing against the New York Knicks or the Detroit Pistons, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference in what we're talking about.
So we're going from the minors to the majors, basically calling AEW the garbage league, and they're going she's
I'm
going
not
to the
saying,
pros.
no, I'm not going to go that far. What I'm saying is they don't have a dedicated training facility. A lot of the people who've come from the Indies, and there's nothing wrong with the Indies, but the issue with what we see now, and this has been a complaint from some people going over a few years, has been they don't seem to really have the best way to present women in the company. That's what I'm saying. Is whatever's happened before, all you need to do is look and say who's the talent, and then you find a way to present the talent. Because let's be honest, even though she was never presented as the top star, I think Alfred from Forbes, I can't remember his last name, but he said it the best. They basically gave her the separate but equal championship. Like they basically said, okay, we're not going to put you over here with these women that we want to call the best. We'll create a title and we'll give it to you. And you can go and you can be the TBS champion and you can be undefeated and hold the belt for a long time. But we're never going to put you with our actual perceived stars. So,
which is just disrespectful.
So AEW was downplaying her a lot. That's what it sounds like to me. And
see, here's the thing. You know how there's always a way that people can give a plausible answer to say they weren't doing something? Again, they gave her a championship. She was a champion for well over a year. 60-0 she was presented. But
it seems strange to me because looking, her just based on her look, and I haven't even really, she's been a champion that much. You would think they would ride that wave and get that money and that audience behind such a big type of personality. You feel me? Come on, it's entertainment now. Let's look at her abs. I mean, just look at her damn stomach. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. That
when you look at her,
I mean, it's like goddamn. But why not make that money? I'm kind of lost right now.
If I were going to give a criticism to AEW, and it's not like I've ever been known to do that, it's the people
not at all.
The people who look like stars are usually the people who are like, well, we don't want to make those people the face of the company. The face of the company are a lot of people who do not look like traditional stars. So like you could take a guy like Powerhouse Hobbs, who's a big 300-pound guy and who looks like us, and has someone who you could say could be a star, but then they'll take some people who are like 150 pounds and have him.
You hear, Craig? We all hear together. There you go.
But wait, it's not.
So you're saying, hold on.
No. It's not.
AEW is racist.
No.
Oh wait, no. That wasn't it.
That's what Raylan Lay, aka Randall Lay, aka T-Mo just said. There's some racist. Okay, now we understand. The black man or the black woman in this.
We were now.
Can we hit a mute button? 7-second delay. Something. My next example was Wardlow, who is a guy who does not look like us. But Wardlow would be a guy that you could compare to guys in the 90s, like a Sid type. This guy looks like a star. This guy is big, muscular, and they'll still have a 150-pound guy go and just beat Wardlow like. It's like they don't want stars to be the.
They're racist to good-looking people. How about that? They hate good-looking people in AEW. AEW wants ugly people to be the star. That's what they are.
Wait a minute. How did we get here? We were doing so good. We were doing so good.
Oh my God.
I'm
trying
to give you 5 minutes of funk, and Craig is trying to run me off before I even.
T-Bone, while we got you here, who with Jade Cargill coming in? One.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
1, 2, 3. Well, there's someone I haven't met here on the show before. See, you got Stanton. You got to host this, man. You got,
He was here before. We already did the introduction. We was just having technical issues. All right.
Is it canon that we've met? Is it canon, Stanton? Is that canon?
No, it's not canon.
Hell no. Damn it.
It's not canon.
Damn. All right. Well, here we go. Formal introduction.
Nah.
T-Bone, meet Mario. Mario, meet T-Bone. Since we
There
want
you
to do
go.
this, T-Bone, this is your no.
All right. What up, Mario? Glad to see you on here. I'm just stepping in, just giving a quick 5 minutes here.
It's like when Bobby Brown left and Johnny Gill came in.
How y'all doing?
Doing good. Sounds like we got you. Sounds like everything is working great. Yes. All right. So we didn't get your.
Yeah,
we're gonna backtrack.
It's still a little choppy though. I'm trying to figure.
I think you're still on a delay, man.
Hello.
Yeah, that thing
Yeah,
choppy.
he froze up.
Man.
My goodness.
Yeah, I hear you.
You delayed, brother.
Really?
So you want to take the cable?
I see.
Take the cable from the back of the TV and stick it into the side of the computer, and then
That's
you
all
get
right.
the volume.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Who trying to use the phone right now? Huh? Who trying to use the phone while I'm on the computer? Didn't I tell you? From
And then you hit
7
the
to
volume button,
9:30, I'm on
and you
the
adjust
computer.
the horizontal and the vertical at the same time, and then maybe that'll.
See, Craig, he listened to your IT
The
advice
hip
and now he
bone
gone.
connected to the
Dang
leg
it.
bone.
All right.
It happens.
I have one more thing. I got one more word. Fellas, I'm gonna say these names to you. Fred Taylor, Hines Ward, Dwight Freeney, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson. These are 5 men that are not in the NFL Hall of Fame. Out of those 5, who do you guys think was the biggest snub of them all? Who should have been in out of those 5? Like without a doubt, who should have been in?
Say those 5 again.
We got Fred Taylor, Hines Ward, Dwight Freeney, Torrey Holt, Andre Johnson.
You already know what I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna let you all go.
You saying
Okay, who's your second?
Who should be snubbed? You saying who
No,
should be?
all 5 of these players were snubbed. They are not in the NFL Hall of Fame, and their eligibility period has passed.
What? Hines
No, it
Ward is
hasn't.
not.
No, it hasn't, man. They got like 20 years, dude.
Hines Ward is not. I thought he was a Hall of Fame. Hines
Ward sticks out to me, but Fred Taylor would probably be second. The only reason I'm not saying Torrey Holt or Andre Johnson is because wide receivers, we all know that there's a log jam, but they'll get in.
Mm-hmm. I would have said Torrey Holt, and I would have said Dwight Freeney.
Yeah, Dwight Freeney was a tear.
Mm-hmm. But they haven't passed. They haven't passed the eligibility. This is not like baseball where you had to get like a certain percentage to be able to maintain. You know, you still, I think it's like 20 years.
20
years on the list. So they still have a chance. They all have a chance.
Why did I think Hines Ward was already had a jacket? Damn.
Oh no, not yet.
Damn.
I don't know if he's ever going to get one. I don't know. We'll probably get Veterans Committee. That's after the 20 years.
Wait a minute. Active coaches become eligible once they turn 75?
Yeah,
what is that?
All right.
I mean, dang. No, that ain't right. That's the College Football Hall of Fame. This is trash. I didn't say college. I said football. We all know that college football is played better in college, but dang.
Thank you, Stan. And Mr. Producer, yeah. Don't remind me.
Okay, so my biggest sub outside of Torrey Holt, I would say Fred Taylor. Because I can't think of a lot of running backs that are in the Hall of Fame. And I don't even think the Barber brother that went in, I don't think it was the running back. Wasn't it the defensive one?
Yeah, it's the defensive one. It was Rondé Barber.
Rondé went in, not Tiki. That's wild. Let's see.
And I know it shouldn't be political, but a lot of people don't like Tiki Barber. So it's
I want to?
You probably find hard pressed to have somebody to try to campaign for him.
He did what?
Wasn't some stuff with his wife? Didn't he cheat? I don't know. I don't want to speak.
I don't know. I forget, but it was some stuff that I think he was saying after his playing career. He was criticizing some players. I didn't hear that about his wife.
I thought something had. Well, I don't know. I could be completely wrong, so I ain't gonna.
Now I gotta look into it. Hold on, wait a minute.
What's on the docket, man? I know there's some other things.
It is. We moving forward right now. I wanna take it black. Pause. We're gonna get in the Craig segment. Craig, hold on.
Who came up with the name of that segment? I did not come up with the name of that. That was not me. Okay, that's all I got to say. That I don't. Can I get
until after I said it? I was like, wait, no, pause. Hey, yo, like, hold on. Our producer tried to set me up.
Pause, man.
Ultra pause.
Goodness gracious.
Did you have that? Have you had that this whole time? How long have you had this sign, Craig? You just made it. He just made it. All right, we're gonna go into Craig's segment where he talks about his sports woes and his sports happiness. Craig, here you go. New name coming soon.
Well, let's take it. Can you in the ticker tape? Can you put pause behind that name, Mr. Producer? Anyway, we kind of touched on this at the beginning of the show when you asked me what's the word. The word was basically my Commanders and how we started out this season, and then the reality that we came into last week when the Buffalo Bills came into FedEx and beat the brakes. Pause. Whipped our ass. Pause. And every which way you want to say it, they beat us from kickoff to the final tick of the clock. It was like nothing was there. All facets of the game. So there was a pause there for all nothing was there. What?
I don't know. I'm just making sure
but nevertheless, that was coming back to that actual reality, and actually so all the hoopla and the fandom, we needed to take a loss, we needed to lose, but not that bad. That was just ugly. It was just not good. Magic came to town. He was in the stands. He ran through a couple of schools with his whole foundation. We were all geared up, and it was just like, no. Here's the reality of it. Y'all are not there yet, and I understand that we're not. First couple of games, we beat some mediocre teams. We really did, and it is what it is. So. That's a woe. I'm real high on my Mystics. They stumbled into the playoffs. They got swept, but you know what? They got there, and I'm happy about my Mystics. My Nationals are just as bad as your Cardinals, so we both suck in that round. Pause. We're both terrible in that realm. How about that?
There you go.
So that's me and my little segment that's called pause. How about that?
There you go. There you go.
Man, we're gonna call it Craig's thoughts.
It's called pause.
You got one for the highlight reel, my brother. It's not just me that got all the highlight reel quotes.
Hey. In my defense, I'm just reading what's on the docket. All right? I didn't come up with the name.
Okay, Ron Jeremy, you put it on the prompter, he'll read it.
Oh God. Not Ron James. Well, look, since we're already here talking about football woes, man, let's get into week 3 of this NFL. I mean, yeah, damn. Like, it's about time all these teams were snapped back to reality. And by all these teams, I mean, you know what? I'm just going to go to it. The Cowboys. What happened? What happened? So, like, you know, this, as wild as this is going to sound, this was the upset of the week. Even in a game that involved the Cowboys. You want to know why? Because this was also a game that involved the Arizona Cardinals. They're just as bad as the St. Louis Cardinals, right? It's just Cardinals aren't flying right now in sports. It's just not good. But this, y'all lost to a Kyler Murray-less Arizona Cardinals. Y'all lost to Josh Dobbs. Does anybody know who Josh Dobbs is?
The guy
did
who
anybody?
Beat the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Granted, before this, did anyone know who this guy was?
He's an electrical engineer.
Was he touted from college?
I would have
played football part time.
He plays
Tennessee. Football part time, and he
puts on some mean tires.
He's a lead tire expert at Dobbs. It's a hereditary thing. That's in his bloodline. But yeah, so that's one loss I want to look at. Cowboys. I really don't understand Cowboys fans. Like what are we happy about? Why are we cheering? Why so much pride? Like, anybody know a Cowboys fan? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? Everybody?
I know a whole lot.
Aren't they just the worst?
It's their year every year.
It's like, and they every year. This year we're gonna do it all. Oh, okay, beat the Cardinals first. Another loss I want to look at. Well, we already talked about it. The Buffalo Bills went in and just whooped ass. That was just bad.
Not as bad as that beat down in Miami.
Woo! Somebody went down to Miami and did not want to come back because they just wanted to go away forever.
I'm gonna give you a quote. I'm gonna give you a quote that Shannon Sharp said. He said they gave him a 50-piece and 20-piece flats with no charge.
My thing is, so all right. So a notable thing about this game is how Mike Daniels, opted away from breaking the record for most points scored in a game. It's 72. They had a chance to kick a field goal, and it would have put them up 73-20, and then that would have given them the record. What was this a show of? Do you look at it as a respect thing? Because me personally, I don't give a damn about y'all. Y'all gonna get this. Y'all gonna lose.
I wouldn't run it up in the pros. I mean,
I'd run it up.
In college. In college, it makes total sense as to why you would run up the score on a Colorado football team. But in the case,
why is that? Why is that?
We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to that in a second.
I was talking about the Broncos. The Broncos are in Colorado.
Okay.
But no, in the pros, it makes total sense as to why you would not run the score up. Y'all got a certain respect level, and it doesn't matter how you beat somebody in the pros. So I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't run up the score simply because of risk of injuries. I would put my second string in there at certain point, which Miami did. They did put their second string quarterback in there.
And they still scored.
They tried. So if you can't beat the second string quarterback, second string quarterback still putting up some points. I mean, at that point, hey, we all professionals here. You should be able to stop that.
I don't know. Second string quarterbacks, they typically do pretty well.
Yeah, T-Bone. Yeah.
Anyway. Unfortunately, My Rams lost. Sadal, our Rams lost.
Did they?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't even see that game up there.
where
We
it
lost so
is.
bad we
I
couldn't
mean,
even.
ain't like we. I didn't pick them to win this game.
We lost so bad we couldn't even make the score. We
Look,
couldn't make
listen,
the.
we
It's on the
didn't lose
bottom.
We didn't lose that
Bottom
game.
right.
I missed
Bottom
it.
There
right.
it is, right down there. All right, I see it.
They reeled down low. Pause.
We beat ourselves.
Y'all was, wait a minute. Y'all were 3 points away from beating the Bengals. So.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get blown out by a 70 burger. Look on the bright side. Or even a 37 burger.
We lost. We lost. What bright side? This sounds like participation trophy tactics, dog. I don't like that. This the pros.
Hey, listen. I don't know. I'm getting some kind of echo, but
yeah, I'm
listen,
getting the echo as well.
I mean, the Rams still have their problems on offensive line. We made of glass on the offensive line, and McVay don't know how to call running plays. That's why we lost.
Man, I will say they were
left and right getting pressured. I mean, hey.
Plus, why did Matthew Stafford keep throwing to Kyren Williams? It wasn't working.
Well,
at all.
I would point out to Matthew Stafford's defense, he was used to throwing to Calvin Johnson as pretty much his only opportunity for years upon years. He probably just had flashbacks.
I don't know about that, man.
Wait, what hole they got?
I think it's like a little shot in the side, but okay.
No, when he was with the Lions and they were terrible, that was his only option for years. He was like, I got to do what I got to do.
It was a shot at him.
Me the
but
similarity here.
Yeah,
in Matt Stafford's mind between Calvin Johnson, and
terrible. You know,
Mario, man, what's your take on this, man?
Ridiculous.
Hey, my take on it. I mean, I'm just. I was impressed. I'm a Miami fan. But
you don't care. They won.
I mean, they didn't really. They impressed me, but they didn't impress me. I'm gonna see what they do this week.
70 points didn't impress you?
You want an NBA score?
You got to think about who it was against, though. Like I get what you're saying.
They play Buffalo Sunday. We play Buffalo Sunday in Orchard Park. Let's see if we can hold them to under 30 points. I mean, the Commanders. I mean, I'm not taking no shot at them, but I'm just saying, let's see if we can hold them under 30 points.
It's fair enough.
And then piggyback on T-Bone's little shot at the Colorado teams. I mean, they just had a bad weekend this weekend. I mean, it is what it is.
I was talking about the Broncos.
Yeah, I know. But you had a nice little smile on your face when you were talking when you said it, though. So, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
It's no mystery why T-Bone all of a sudden makes an appearance this month.
I saw the news about Jay Clark.
Sure that's gonna come up.
It's gonna come up. We'll see true colors in a minute.
What happens when you catch up on your schoolwork? You can do stuff like this.
I mean, I think if I look at this list of scores that happened over the weekend, I think that Houston-Jacksonville game is the game that stands out to me. The Dallas game don't. It's the Houston-Jacksonville game that stands out.
Y'all not gonna look at the one that has top billing? No? Nobody got no? I mean, because the 49ers beat the New York Giants, who came from behind the last week to beat the Arizona Cardinals, who this week then beat the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm,
the 49ers pretty much played against Saquon Barkley and a bag of chips. You want some praise?
Isn't Saquon hurt right now?
You're gonna say it about every team, the 49ers.
And Saquon Barkley didn't even play in the game.
Hey,
Saquon is out.
Look, we played a team that's on the field, right?
Y'all played collegiate stars.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much collegiate stars. Yeah, pretty much.
Collegiate stars.
Collegiate stars. That's what they played. Collegiates at a D2. That's the Giants now.
It's like
that's
beating your little brother.
Right. You expected to.
Hey, I would like to point out one other one that's not related to the 49ers, but I at the beginning of the season, I think I picked the Green Bay Packers to win their division to spite Aaron Rodgers, and they're doing what they need to do.
I mean,
yeah, barely.
To be honest,
he barely.
Aaron Rodgers is injured. They're fine. They're like, all right, we're good.
Like the Jets are in the toilet now again.
I also want to bring up. I don't think we had a show to talk about this. Well, at least us, the fellas. It was probably discussed on an episode of the Platform Sports Talk Show. Make sure you check that out every second and third Wednesday. Plug. Matter of fact, tune in every Wednesday. We've got great content. Hi, Blue. How are you? My dog wants to say hi. Hello. I'm working. Okay. I'm working here. Move. But week 1, it was the Jets and their home opener, right? There was a bet in a local Wisconsin bar saying that if, and at the time, and when Aaron Rodgers loses, the bar would cover the entire tab of everyone inside, right?
Wow.
And then 4 plays into the game.
Woo!
Aaron Rodgers goes down. Boy, when I tell you Aaron Rodgers went down and drinks went up.
Rodgers.
Down goes Rodgers. Down goes Rodgers. But then in comes the never dependable Zach Wilson. But on this day, he was old reliable. Huh?
You said on this day. I said, did he see clearly?
Everything is okay. We're going to talk about that soon too. But yeah, and so needless to say, there were a lot of upset and drunk patrons of a bar trying to figure out how to pay these enormous tabs, which when they said they looked at the grand total, it was double-digit thousands. They were in there running it up. That's from the report I saw. I was like, well, everybody go in the back, wash a dish. We're going to work this out somehow.
Wait a minute.
But anyway, that was week 1, huh?
If you're talking about the Jets, though, I'm sure everybody saw the most hilarious thing that happened this weekend on television with the Jets. Did anybody else see this?
Are we talking about the infamous part 2?
Somebody didn't fix it in and forget it.
Boy, if that wasn't a commercial for some teeth products right then and there, huh?
Who lost their teeth?
Jets fan.
That fan was cussing. He was getting ready to drop. He said, "If you don't get your, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you."
Man, spit his teeth out his mouth.
What a
teeth going everywhere. Oh man. But yeah, that's week 3. As we look ahead to week 4, I feel everyone, with the exception of Tebow, will be looking to get back in the win column. Tebow is looking for his team to stay in the win column. And when the 49ers will be going up against
the Cardinals.
So I don't know. Josh Dobbs might do it again.
Stan, be serious.
He did it before.
Listen, Dobbs is gonna have a flat. All right, you know what I'm saying?
Damn, they are going into Levi Stadium. I almost called it Candlestick Park again. That's not what it's called. They are going into Levi Stadium, so who knows? We will see. All right, so we're going to shift from the NFL. We talked about the woes of week 3. We're going to go to the good old realm of NCAA college football, baby. Now, we just had week 4 wrap up. There were some notable wins and some notable losses, both of which happened in the same game. I sit before you all a man both happy and sad. For this past Saturday, the Colorado Buffaloes went against my beloved Oregon Ducks. And I knew it was going to be a loss. But damn, I felt like Craig's daddy telling Colorado to get up, fight back. Come on, you can do it. They got their ass whooped. Colorado got their ass whooped. 42-6. That means they scored 6 consecutive times. For those of you who don't know what consecutive means, it's a very beautiful word. It means one right after the other, 6 times. Nothing. And then in the last couple minutes, Colorado was like, it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. And they got a touchdown from their same star player who helped them out in the Colorado State game. Looking at the Colorado State game, I automatically knew that they weren't going to win this game, but it could have been a little better. There is, well, first of all, I want to get you all's opinions. T-Bone, I'll save you for last. Sadar, your thoughts on the Oregon-Colorado massacre? No, I can't use that with schools. Debacle. There we go.
Hey, I'll just repeat what Deion Sanders said about it. It was a good old-fashioned beatdown. It sure was. Going into the season, you seen there were some weaknesses in Colorado team, and that's the offensive and defensive lines. And by God, Oregon took advantage of all those weaknesses, man. I mean, they couldn't protect the quarterback. Shedeur Sanders has gotten sacked the most out of any quarterback in SBS, and they couldn't run the ball. They couldn't even run the ball on 3 technique on Colorado State. So what makes you think they're gonna run the ball on Oregon? And then on defense, forget it. I mean, you got a world-class offense in Oregon. I mean, look, they put up 80 some points.
Yes, you do. World class. First game, 81-7. First game.
Yeah. And
against Portland State.
Even Deion was like, look, we ain't got all our dogs. So, I mean, I didn't think they were going to get beat down like that, but I mean, it ain't surprising.
But what I hate to see is all the hatred that came out for Deion and the fanfare. A lot of social media is what social media is. We know, you can't beat the net. The net is what it is. They're gonna build you up and tear you down. So it was mostly on social media. I think a lot of the talking heads across the major networks were kind of easy on him. They were like, they didn't go as hard. They gave him the benefit of the doubt. But the social media ate him alive, and it was a lot of our people. It was kind of crazy. I'm like, you know what? I guess I just don't get it sometimes. I don't get it, because of the fanfare. And a lot of people were saying that, why are we paying so much attention to Deion when we got all these other Black coaches in Division I that are undefeated right now? And I'm like, because you know what? It was about the movement that Deion created. He created his fanfare because he's goddamn Deion Sanders. That's what it's about. He's who he is. He's that personality. He's that entertainer. You know what I'm saying? And he's a football coach. And he's a damn good motivator. How about that? But I just didn't like to see all the, it was a little bit too much. It was, it's kind of greasy what we do to each other sometimes. But I don't know. Social media is what it is. So you shine, and when you lose,
I'm on those same lines, but on a different way. There was a lot of talk about what the coach said during before the game and at halftime. I don't have any problem with what he did or said during those times, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're a football coach. You're supposed to motivate your team. He did a good job in making his team feel like the underdogs when they were clearly 2 touchdown favorites. My thing was there were certain people reaction to it. They were saying things like, oh, this is our win. We did this for us. Who is our, who is us? What are you referring to?
Y'all ain't had a pass, huh?
You know what I mean? It has a little racial undertones there. And that's what I didn't like about it. but nothing. Oregon's coach or anything did. Hey, they did what they supposed to do. Even the players that did the watch thing, the whole Shador thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you look into that picture, that famous picture of the guy doing that, he actually went up to Deion Sanders Jr. and said, "Hey, could you take this picture?" And Deion Sanders Jr. said, "Hey, that's what you're supposed to do." And he snapped the picture. So, hey, what's on the field? Hey, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. But it's all the other things surrounding it. Oh, we finally shut up Deion. Okay, yeah.
That man gonna keep talking trash until it don't
shut
make.
him up.
He can lose the rest of his games the next season. He ain't gonna stop talking. Come on now.
No.
He is
Never
who he.
that.
No, this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of what's going to happen.
But I expected this. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Right.
I expected this blowout to happen at TCU, and I think that's when I really thought they were a lot better than what they are. But now I guess TCU is really not that good this year. I guess they really aren't that good. I'm not sure because I expected TCU to actually blow them out coming into that first game. I was like, oh, they don't stand a chance against TCU, but they did their thing, and then they came back and they surprised, but then they ran into a real Division I contender in Oregon, and they
have the pieces right now. I think
and they showed you what they can do.
I think you give
they showed you exactly who they were.
You give Colorado a couple more years to re-up, and he's going to do that because ain't nobody touching them in recruiting. That's what's happening. I'll just be real. That's why a lot of the coaches are so intimidated by them. They can't touch them in recruiting. Give them 2-3 more years, and then we'll see what will happen then.
Mario, your thoughts?
I mean, like he's about 7 to 8 dogs away. I give him that. I give him he's about 7 to 8 dogs away. But I mean, they're gonna lose 2 games. They're gonna lose this weekend too. So I mean, it is.
They got
what it
USC coming
is.
up.
Yeah, they're gonna see Caleb Williams. I mean, so you about to see one of the best quarterbacks in the country, probably the best quarterback in the country. They're gonna face
PG County, baby, PG County.
They're gonna face him, and they're gonna face that Lincoln Riley offense, which is very tough to defend. Oregon is nice. I'm not taking nothing away from the Ducks, but I will say this, and this no downplay against your squad stand, but every Oregon Ducks team that plays a team that's physical, they're gonna lose, and it's facts towards that. But
ain't no argument
what I say about Deion with Oregon is, like I said, they about 7 to 8 dogs away. Deion is a great motivator. He's not just only coaching these young men. He's teaching these young men at the same time. So give him, I said maybe about 2 or 3 more years. Then, I can say that yes, they will be contenders. But right now, they just got to lick their wounds. Take these beat downs, just like he said, good old fashioned butt whipping. Get back up and go back out on the field and do what they do. There's no other way to look at it. But I will say this, and I give them about 2 or 3 years. Everybody's saying 4. I give them 2 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a little harder because they're in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Craig, did you give your thoughts already before I go to T-Bone?
Oh, yeah, I did. You go ahead.
Okay. T-Bone.
Look, I'm not here to pile on Deion, but I will say to look at this from the perspective of the other coaches, right? You got Deion Sanders, the most charismatic athlete of all time. Can we all agree on that?
Yeah.
One of the most marketed. I mean, outside of Michael Jordan, and you could probably make an argument. The Deion stayed relevant longer as far as pop. Deion knows how to do himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're a coach in these in the league that he's in, right? Are you just supposed to just sit there and be like, all right, I'm just going to come in here and he's going to do all his talking and I'm just going to be quiet. I'm not going to say anything. And if we win, we win. If we lose, well, we lose. No, because this is what I was getting at when I said it matters how you win in college, right? Because let's say that Oregon would have beaten them by 7 points. How does that affect them in the rankings? First of all,
wouldn't be good,
right? Because they may either stay where they're at or they might drop in the rankings even if they won, right?
Yeah, Oregon's number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the point is that you want to destroy that team with as many points on the board because you're facing another ranked team, right? It may have been different if they would have been unranked, but again, you still want to try to put as many points on that board because you only have so many games and you need to impress that committee so that you can try to get as high in those rankings as possible. So that's what I was getting at when I was saying in college, I would absolutely run up the score. And if you're USC, if you're Deion, by the way, those words he said in that press conference where he said, "This is the worst it's gonna be." Y'all got me at my worst. No, they did not.
No, we don't.
You about to face USC, and they got the same, if not more, of an incentive to pound you into the ground as Oregon.
Awesome.
That's the first part. The second part is when we're talking about recruiting, because you're not going to beat him in charisma. You're not going to beat him in marketability outside the field. So your best opportunity to sell yourself to the new recruits is to stomp that team as many times so those other players can see, yeah, you go play with him if you want to, and we gonna beat y'all into the ground when y'all come here. So you better come here instead of going there. That's the message that they're sending. That's the message that I would send. And I think that for all of y'all out there, that's the same message that y'all would send if y'all were those other coaches that had to go against them.
That's the only message they can send. That's the only thing they have.
Is that what matters?
Well, hold on
only
now.
thing they would have.
There might be another message that can be sent by these coaches.
Oh, what might do we have some breaking
producer, if we could roll that beautiful bean footage.
This is his first year at the Power 5 level. This is his first year. They're 3-1. We can't sit up here and act like it's all doomed, it's over with, they'll never win another game. That's not true. They played against an Oregon team that is better. There's a better football team.
Bo Nix played.
And you mentioned
Bo Nix played well.
You know, you were talking about the jealousy and the way picking these coaches and how Deion got there. This is interesting you said that. I didn't want to interrupt you. I wanted to let you finish. So I spoke to somebody in the coaching fraternity right after the game. And they know some people that coach at Oregon. And they was telling me, they said, man, I've never heard from another assistant coach of how much information was being given to that staff about, I'm being real with it, about game planning against Colorado so they can beat them.
Well,
everybody was stacked. They was
stacking.
That's the reality of it. I ain't making this up. No. I ain't going to disclose no names, but y'all know who I'm talking about if you watch it.
Who the hell is he talking about?
I want to know who he's talking about.
Joe Clatt had the same. Joe Clatt from Fox Sports had the same report as well.
I mean, my thought would be that if you're in a Power 5 conference, you have an incentive to do anything you can to stop his momentum. Because he's going to out charisma you. He's going to out, he's got he's got all the celebrities around the team. He's got the endorsements coming to the team. You have an incentive to make sure that you stop this as fast as you can, or else it's going to spread.
It's not going to work.
And listen, it's not going
to work. It's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
But you have an incentive to try. You're not just going to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and that's supposed to. Just like I think Sadal said about the Oregon coach when he said at halftime, had nothing wrong. You're supposed to spit that fire right back out. You're supposed to say that to your troops and let them know. You ain't supposed to let no man come talk that way about you, or make it seem like you're afraid of something because he got all this fanfare, hoopla around him. You ain't supposed to do that. You're supposed to man up. You're supposed to show up. You're supposed to kick his ass. And that's what they did. But in the long run, I'm just thinking, I actually know that Deion's going to do what Deion's going to do. He's going to recruit. And he's going to, these young men, they see all the shiny bells and whistles. They're going to want to be there. They're going to want to hang out and be a part of that machine that he got going in Colorado. I'm sorry.
And I will add to that. What his son is doing, Deion Sanders Jr., with the social media aspect, and he's showing how the players connect to him. They connect to him in a whole different type of level, man. It's a whole personal level. You know, everybody has seen the clip of him going to Jimmy Horn Jr. after he made a couple of drops in the Colorado State game. He went up to him, he said a couple words, and he hugged him, went out there, and he caught the game tying pass. But what he didn't know is Jimmy Horn Jr.'s father is in prison, and Deion is almost act like his second father on and off the field. So when he said his kids, that's what he means. He's not just talking about his blood kids. He's talking about a lot of those players. So when he walks into a living room and you have, say, a Dan Lanning come in first, try to recruit a kid, then you have Deion Sanders that come in. He could talk to them on their level, and they have that special connection and that you just can't duplicate. So you can try all the tactics and try to dog pile and game plan all you want, but at the end of the day, it's 11-11 on the field, and those kids got to play. Now,
I do want to point one thing out, and I agree for the most part with everything you're saying. However, there was one little thing that I saw this weekend that we have not had to see, and actually I saw it Saturday after the game, and more has happened this week. But Deion said some things about his okay. I'm not even gonna comment on what I just read there. All right.
No, we're just gonna leave that there.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Bro, Sadal gonna do it every time. Every time.
All right. So Saturday, one thing that I kind of caught, and if I were a coach, I would use a clip of this. It's everything is fine and dandy when y'all winning. But when he talked about I'm 7 or 8 dogs away, when he talked about we don't have the players, I need to do this and I need to do that. There, you have to remember about the generation that we're talking about right now. If you're a player on that team, you lost in this game, and it's almost not to the same degree, but it's almost like what happens with LeBron. When LeBron wins, hey, we're all good. When LeBron's team loses, he doesn't have the people around him. We need to do this, we need to do that. Now, if you're talking about these college players that are of Gen Z, I assume Gen Z at this point, maybe they're whatever's after that. But hey, look, they may not take too badly to that type of criticism, right? Because if everything's all good, and all of a sudden it's us, but you were just winning with us. So there's that. And I don't know, I can't remember the player's name, but it was a top recruit, and he isn't starting. But they asked him about when he's going to be able to do more, and Deion cut the guy off. He was like, when he comes to practice, preparation, or something like that, come to meetings and all that type of stuff. And he went on like a couple minutes talking about this dude. Like, that's the type of stuff that you want to, if you're a coach who's in those conferences, that's the type of stuff you want to try to show those players footage of that stuff to say, look, everything's fine and dandy when y'all winning, but look what happens when y'all lose. He's gonna throw you right under the bus.
But this same argument was brought up when he went in there in that locker room when he first set foot on Colorado's campus, when he said, I'm bringing some luggage in this Louis. Some of you guys are not going to be here by the time the season starts. And his approach is, listen, if saying that offends you, then we don't need you on the team. But if saying that fires you up and say, I'm not going to be one of those players that you cut, those are the type of players that he wants. And he proceeded to flip the whole locker room around. And everybody was saying, oh, this is not going to work. You flip the whole team around. And he went out and won the first 3 games. And so, so that wasn't supposed to work either. He's old school.
I'm not saying
he's old school, and he's gonna do that, and he's gonna understand that. But dogs, the people that really are talented, they're not gonna worry about that. That thing is not gonna worry them too much. And you talk about Gen Z, whatever generation, they're still kids at the end of the day. I mean, from the 1980s to the 1990s to now, it's going to be young men want to be led. They want a leader, and he's gonna tell you like it is. Look, if you're not showing up in practice, if you're not doing the things as you're supposed to do on and off the field, you're not going to play.
Right, but if you're an offensive lineman, right? Remember, everything was fine and dandy. The people who he was talking about before, you could always take that approach and say, oh, well, that didn't apply to me because he kept me on, and I'm starting for him, and we've won a couple games. And as soon as you lose a game, he's saying that the offensive line, because he said, I can't remember the exact quote, but he talked about the offensive line when he was talking about the quarterback play. And if you're on that offensive line, you've done everything right, apparently. You've started. You've come to practice. You've come to meetings. You've done what you're supposed to do. I'm not just saying that.
He was saying this. He was saying this before they lost. He was saying it after the game. Week 1 when the guy was sacked. I'm like, how many times? He said that in practice because I watched Deion Sanders Jr.'s channel. He said, "Look, you guys need to do what you need to do because some of you guys are not going to be here next year." He said that in practice after they won.
I'm talking about a press conference.
Well, he said it there. He said it at the press conference. He's been saying it.
Well, we know all football games are won in the trenches in beginning. So and right now the trenches is not what they have. They don't have. They won the first 3 games. And that came to a surprise. That's what's adding to the fanfare. Nobody expected them to beat TCU. They thought they was going to lose against Colorado State. We thought that game was in the bag, but they came back and miraculously won that game. But it showed it came up to show it's real who they really are. Those linemen that they have on both the defense and the offensive line are not there. They're not there. So it is what it is. So what he says, he's telling the truth.
Oh, you're right.
You're right. What you're saying is that those coaches should use what he's saying against him to get the recruits to say, hey, it's all bells and whistles when you're winning, but after you lose, you're going to throw it. It can be like that, but that coach say the same damn thing about his players. It's not. He ain't saying no difference. So I mean, what it is. I mean, what you're winning, they ask you a question, you pointed out where it was at, and you move on. That's not. I don't think that's going to stop those top recruits from coming to him because it is what it is. I'm just at the end of the day. I was the number one proponent when he left Jackson State. I was mad at Deion, and I said it on here. I'm a cheer when he goes to the NCAA Division I because he's going to shake shit up. He's going to piss off all these coaches, recruiting, and make the status quo just mad as hell. And that's what he's doing right now.
He's still making money for them. He didn't make money for other people. He's still making the same money for them. It's better to have him. It's better to have him in.
He's still pissing them off.
Mario, you coach. You coach on different levels of different basketball and what have you. What do you say as a coach to what T-Bone says?
I mean, I just look at it like this. I mean, Craig touched on it, and I was gonna touch on it. I mean, everybody said a little piece about it. Players play the game. Coaches coach. You come to practice, you know what your job is. He tells them every week. Everybody know what their job is. But when you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, and he don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Even when they played the first game at TCU, they was expected to lose. They didn't really have everything in. TCU's just not that great. They lost Mac Duggan. They lost every senior that they had defensively. So I was predicting them to win. Nebraska, they should have won that game. They did. Colorado State, they actually should have lost that game, but they didn't give up. And that's to me, I contribute that to coaching, and I contribute that to the players as well. But to summarize everything and to say what T-Bone was saying, yes, you can throw salt on the wound, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they doing right now. That's all they doing. They just throwing a little salt on the wound. Yes, they got beat. They got embarrassed. They made them see. They brought everything to reality. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened to them. Beyond know that. The coaching staff know that. But you gotta take that loss, talk it up, and move on. You can't dwell what happened in the past. And as far as what Craig was saying, yes, he has changed the way college football is now, and he's going to continue to change it. And there's nothing that no program in the country can do to stop what he's doing. So they're just going to have to accept it. The only way they can really defeat it, to me, is just by playing the game on the field. You can't stop a man from doing what he's doing. You can't stop a man from changing a culture. You can't do that. And that's what he's done. He's changed the culture.
Indeed. Real quick, before we move forward, since we're in the world of college football, y'all know what time it is. In my possession, I have the top 25 teams after this past week. Y'all ready for them?
Let's do it.
I don't know what the mascot is for this first team, but at number 25, well, I guess this bottom team. At number 25, we've got Fresno State. Okay. At number 24, we've got Kansas. Now, keep in mind, both of these schools were previously not ranked. And at number 23, boasting a beautiful 4-0 record, previously unranked, we've got the Tigers of Mizzou back in the rankings yet
Yes,
again.
sir.
At number 22, we've got Florida. 21 is Tennessee. 20 is Ole Miss. Number 19 is that other team in Oregon State. No one cares about that. At number 18, we've got Miami. At number 17, a team that's been looking pretty good, formerly a basketball college. They might add football after this season. We've got Duke. At number 16, we've got Washington State. 15, North Carolina. Number 14, we've got Oklahoma. Number 13, he doesn't work there anymore, but go Tigers. At number 12, we've got Alabama. I don't think I've seen Alabama this low in the rankings in a long time.
I love it.
We've got a panel member that is excited and happy about that. At number 11, we've got Notre Dame. Number 10, we've got the Utes of Utah. At number 9, come on, baby, it's the Oregon Ducks. Beat the brakes off them Buffaloes. At number 8, we've got another team that's going to beat the brakes off them Buffaloes, USC. At number 7, we have Washington. At number 6, Penn State. At number 5, Florida State. Top 4, here they come. Number 4 is Ohio. Number 3, hook 'em horns, it's Texas. Number 2, we've got Michigan. And at number 1, still, for the umpteenth week in a row, we've got the University of Georgia. Those are the top 25 right now in the beautiful world of college football. Guys.
Hey, Stan.
Stan. Yo.
I can't believe you couldn't make out the logo of Fresno State now looking at it. You don't
I've
see.
I've got a smaller window. My window is small over here.
Okay.
The icon
you
is
can't
very
make
small.
out this big old bulldog right here.
Oh, it's a bulldog. That is not what it looks like on my laptop screen. I don't know what that is.
I'm like, I wonder what you was looking at.
It looks like I don't know what it looks like. It don't look like a bulldog. It's real small. This is small. I got a small screen laptop over here. It's something.
Pause.
So yeah. What? What? How? How? Where's the pause, Craig? Where's the pause?
It was just funny to say, man.
Okay. All right.
You see
that covers the top 25.
They needed.
Guys, this has been an intriguing college football season. When was the last time that you guys were as intrigued or more intrigued in a college football season? Mario, we'll start with you.
Man, that's tough right there. I mean, every year is a good year. I mean, I guess it could be that year when they had those. They had the co-national championships. They had to split it. I can't remember the teams, but
LSU and Ohio State, I think it was.
You had it a year. You had it a couple of years before then, though. I think it was Nebraska and somebody else. They had to split it. I can't remember exactly who it was, but that was an intriguing year right there too. And then you had that year college football playoff, and it was about Cincinnati. Are they good enough? Should they be involved in it? That was an intriguing year too. And I mean, so that's my take on that. It's kind of toss up, but I think that year when they had Cincinnati, trying not to let Cincinnati in was probably most intriguing to me. They deserved to be in there, and they did.
Okay. So, dog,
I think for me,
connoisseur of college football yourself, what you got?
I think for me, I think the year was 2007 when Kansas and Missouri was just going back and forth to be number one, man. I mean, it was like a new number one every week, and it was teams that you didn't even see them in the top 10. They were just getting number one. And I think it all came down. Well, we thought at the time it all came down to that border war game, that Missouri and Kansas, and with Chase Daniel and company, man, and won that game. And I think something happened the next week and knocked both of those teams out, and somebody else got number one. But that was like an exciting year because you just didn't know who was going to be number one, and that was before the college football playoff. So you really had to rely on the rankings number one and number two to be really get in that game. And so yeah, it was like a dogfight that whole year through like several teams.
All right, T-Bone, when have you go ahead?
I was just gonna say, yeah, this is the year that I've watched the most of these NCAA top 25 football games, because the type of football that I root for has been discriminated against, separate but equal, but not even equal. They don't even get the type of playing time. They don't get to be focused on these big TV contracts. They don't get this money. They've been segregated this whole time. So yeah, I've watched a few of these games, but don't expect that to last.
Craig, when was the last time you were excited about a college football season?
I'm still kind of lost at T-Bone. I mean, T-Bone's point.
How many HBCUs you see in the top 25?
Now it makes sense. It makes sense.
You don't get. There are no HBCUs in a Power 5 conference because they've been segregated out. The money's been separated from them, and that's why they perceive the way that they're perceived. So
I was trying to figure out what you were saying, but you should.
Hence the hate for Deion. Deion was supposed to be the chosen one.
Yeah,
he was the chosen one, and you
it's funny.
You had a promise.
What's crazy is I agree with him though. I do. I agree with you, but I don't like to. But I do agree with you. This is
rare. We're in bizarro land, people.
We agree.
I say I have and I gotta agree with him again. I think this year has been the year that I've watched the most because of Deion, the fanfare of Deion, and the switching up of he's too great. and the expansion of the playoffs, and I'm looking at these going through your rankings there, Stanton, and what I noticed was kind of funny is that these Bamas from Bama are right on the cusp right now of being out of the playoffs because we're taking the top 12 teams, correct, for this year's playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the AP
No,
poll.
it starts next year.
It's not this year?
It starts next year.
Damn.
I thought it was this year.
No.
You sure it ain't this year?
Somebody's right. Somebody's wrong. Who is
it? This year.
No.
2024.
It's next year.
Next year.
Well, I ain't watching no more of this garbage then. I'm with what's your name. I'm not watching more of this garbage then. I'm done. Yeah, pick the pole back in front of my face. I ain't watching no more of this garbage. I thought it was this year, damn it. I'm about to say a conspiracy theory about making these damn Bambas number 12 so they're gonna slide into the daggone playoffs in March next year. They be good again and they're gonna just I'm so mad. Anyway.
Well, that makes it even tougher for them to slide into the playoffs now.
Now Craig is done.
To piggyback off of Sadal, it was the season where it was just everyone vying for number one. I remember watching the game between Mizzou and Oklahoma. At the time, Oklahoma was number one, and it was a late broadcast of a game. I'm watching that game tired, and then Mizzou brought out the upset to be number one, and then like Sadal said, we lost it the next week. It was just the competition that was a different breed. It still hurt. You damn right I'm still hurt. Damn it. And then they kept disappointing me and I was done. And then I found out about LaMichael James in Oregon and I've been a Duck fan ever since. Dag nabbit. But that between that year and the year that I found out about Oregon and their explosiveness, and because that was a run heavy team, they ran a lot of Wildcats. That was back in the Chip Kelly days. In my opinion, Chip Kelly should have never left the college scene to go and be trash in Philly. But, it happens. You live, you learn. But, yeah, that was the last time I was very excited about college football. How much of the rankings is wins and losses and teams played, and how much is reputation or history? I don't think any of it is reputation or history. I think it's
It's got to be, because think about how do you determine who's number one to start the season if you're not going off of reputation and history?
Of the last season, yeah, I guess. But wouldn't that just be based off of that? Would just be week one, and then after that, it would speak to your performances, right?
I'm just saying they had to start somewhere. Obviously they go with recruits or whatever too, but they're going to say who they think is best, and they're going to be led by something.
All right. Well, yeah. But yeah, that was the last time I was excited. Real quick before we move any further, T-Bone, it was a pleasure to have you on with us, sir. I really hate that you have to depart from the show right before this awesome topic.
Don't try.
I really want.
Don't try to sell me. Okay.
Okay. All right. Well,
what's the topic? What's the topic?
Ha! I sold him. Okay. Producer, roll that beautiful bean footage. Got him.
The thing that hurts me the most is that I have to watch the NBA Finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times. But that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here fighting, thriving, putting on their flag to show that they are represented. There ain't no flags in the NBA.
Well, right off, but I understand what he was saying. So, fellas, I did a little bit of research. I went back about 4 or 5 years, looked at the merchandise. When the Nuggets won, it said NBA champions. When the Warriors won, NBA champions. Lakers, NBA champions. Raptors, NBA champions. Warriors, NBA champions. The last time they coined the term or used the term world champion was in the days of David Stern. So he does have a point, but you're not looking at it now. They haven't said world champion in years since David Stern's departure from the NBA. That's when you stopped hearing the term. At least I went back and looked. But you want to know who does use the term world champions? You want to know what sport does or what league? The National Football League. If we play back the clip from the infamous Super Bowl 56, where Aaron Donald ran to Sean McVay and said, "We're world champs. We're world champs. We're world champs." You notice how Noah Lyles didn't go after the guys that actually say world champs. You know, the guys that can bench press 2 buses on a Tuesday. The guys that can just discard of Noah Lyles if they were to actually take offense to what he said. You notice how he didn't go after those guys, but instead he went after the NBA players who were just sitting at home chilling, doing nothing, who have actually won world champion medals in the Olympics and in the FIBA tournaments, except for this year. But then again, they sent over the D squad, so that happens. But yeah, I don't fully agree with his choice of when to say this, and just the choice of when, and then just choosing to say this. I don't even know what the question was to prompt that answer. Does anyone know what the question was?
First question, who the hell was that?
All right. That further proves my point, but that is Noah Lyles. He is a Olympic track runner. When he did run in the Olympics, his only time, he earned a bronze medal. But he's got a lot of gold in the Olympic trials and the world championships for track and field.
Okay. So,
talking down on his own countrymen who he has to see in a couple of years or in a year.
No, Craig Black does not know who the hell Noah Lyles is. I don't know.
Did anyone know who Noah Lyles was outside of those people who used to run track in high school and college?
I just looked him up myself. So,
so I guess my take is I agree with him when it comes to basketball. I don't believe that United States has a team of Americans of American basketball players that can beat a team of the best foreign team out there right now.
He did not just say that.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. I think that the world has caught up with us and kind of almost surpassed us in basketball. I really do. By watching them games and watching how bad they lost and to the type of players that they lost to over the FIFA games. Hold on. It was like, and I know it wasn't the top tier, but you're saying the top tier players are who? LeBron, KD, Steph,
the last dance crew for the Olympic team.
It's like who else is out there American wise? I'm talking about Americans now. I'm not talking about Giannis. He's not American. I'm not talking about who the Canadian Gilgis. It's just not. A lot of our stars are older now. They're not that young star. They're not that. It's not. We're the young players that can actually represent us on that national side. We have to go call. I remember seeing a clip of Gilbert Arenas laugh and say, "Oh, y'all done woke on LeBron. LeBron gonna get his gang together. They're gonna come beat everybody." No, they're not.
He coming with his suitcase.
No, they're not. They're not gonna come because at the end of the day, you got to get together as a team, and it's not gonna. Kobe is not. God bless Kobe. Kobe's not coming back to help us out. It's not gonna happen. No, it's not.
I look at it in a different way. Quite some slightly different way. He was talking about the NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the NBA, it's not made up of all Americans.
It's not.
100%. 100%. Yes.
As a matter of fact, a lot of the players, a lot of star players are from other
Europe.
countries.
Yeah. Say it again. Say it one more time.
So to say world champions, I mean, you got the best in the world that play in the NBA. I mean, look at the last few MVPs of the NBA finals. Last year, you had Jokic, another country. A couple years back, you had Antetokounmpo. I can't say his name.
I mean, even Jamal Murray's from another country. He's Canadian.
Okay, I just reading the producer has jokes, but my point is, but my point is, it's a global game, and the NBA is the top of the globe. You know, it has the top stars in that global game. It's kind of similar to MLB baseball. You know, a lot of the star players are not from the United States.
Yes.
You know, but a lot of the top players from around the world play in Major League Baseball. Same thing in the NBA. So when you say, you could say world champions in the NBA because you got the best in the world that play in the NBA.
But when he was saying that, he was being more specific to United States. He was trying to say United States, not
he was still wrong.
The players, and he was still
wrong.
He was 100% wrong. He was 150% wrong. But so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like
he's still wrong.
You're 100% right about the players in the NBA, and it's just like Major League Baseball. What you said was right. A lot of those superstar players are not American players. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
real quick, Craig. Well, hold on. I'm going to read Miss Williams' comment. Miss Dub, excuse me. Even years ago, the NBA had one of the most geographically diverse rosters among major sports, and that is very true. Hell, Tony Kukoc, he ain't from America. He became one of the. It's crazy. He was a star player on the Bulls. Like he was
the
mentioned.
first team of like what 10, 15 years ago was from other parts of the world.
If y'all want to get technical, none of us are from America. If you want to go there, but you go ahead.
Take your goofy off. Take your goofy off.
All right, brother Craig.
Ain't nothing.
Brother Black.
Land on Plymouth Rock.
Brother Black
in here. You know what I'm saying?
Check that. Check it right there.
Stop. Please pull up T-Bone's screen. He was prepared. Please pull up T-Bone.
Ain't none of y'all some Americans.
Craig Black do not express those of the platform Sports Talk Show or his other affiliates. Craig just said we are from the motherland.
The motherland.
Quick,
that
Craig,
is right.
I want to run these scores.
We didn't land on Plymouth Rock.
Motherland.
Rock
landed on us.
Jungle Brothers now. I'm the brother man from the motherland, and I'm
Lord. My dog will not let me be.
Jungle Brothers.
Real quick, I want to run these scores by you, Craig, with this not so good team against all these other countries that we were going to lose against. First game on August 7th versus Puerto Rico. US won 117-74. August 12th versus Slovenia. US won again 92-62. Versus Spain on the 13th, 98-88. Versus Greece, 108-86. Versus Germany, 99-91. We get to the Men's World Cup versus New Zealand, 99-72. Versus Greece, 109-81. Versus Jordan, not Michael, the country, 110-62. Against Montenegro, this feels like a racist win, 85-73. We then lost on September 3rd against Lithuania by 6 points. And then they lost the game against Canada by, what was that? I want to say 2 or 4 points. So all of the other wins were dominant against these other countries, with the exception of 2 losses by less than 10 points. And you are telling me this team, with the addition of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, I can't believe I'm about to get that man credit, Steph Curry, Devin Booker, and Anthony Davis, and the other teams, you're telling me they're going to do worse than what this team did. Is that what you're telling me?
They're not going to win. I'm not going to say they'll do worse. They're not going to win. That's the bottom line. Is winning.
You're saying they're not going to win.
They're not going to win. No, they're not going to win.
Okay.
They're not going to win.
Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's either the Spanish team, Spain or Italy, that were like head to head with the United States in those final games of the Olympics. I forget what it was, and then one of them, I think they made it the redeem team because they beat them. I think it was what country was it?
Oh, I don't remember.
Drop it in the comments, Mr. Producer.
I got more right here. When we played against Italy, we played against Italy on September 5th, and they won 100-63.
I think that the only time that no NBA team could ever claim to be world champion is 2004. Any team from 2004 to 2008 could not claim to be the world champions.
Yeah,
because in the reality, the United States as a whole could not represent themselves as the world champions. Other than that, I mean, until you take that claim in the Olympics, the world championship resides in the United States and Canada, by the way, because last time I checked, Canada is not part of the United States. So what would they have said when the Toronto Raptors won the championship? Like, what do you say?
Nothing.
They're not
That's
the Canadian
world champion right there. That's the world. That's outside of you're right. That's Canada.
So the consensus
Free
is
healthcare,
wrong.
among other things. Consensus is saying yes, he was wrong, and I really don't understand. I really want to know what the question was that prompted him to say, "Hey, since we're here, why does the NBA call themselves world champions?"
I want to know it. I want to know what's he gonna say when they all at the hotel in a couple years, and what's he gonna put them track shoes on it that day? Because bro,
yeah, he got to run. Hey, NBA team, the USA team gonna be like, "Let me holler at you." Hey, we just want to talk. We just want to talk. My thing is, all right, I'm just gonna go there. Seeing as that man has never won a gold medal, he got bronze in 2020. I believe.
Broken freaking leg.
There you go. I believe that his attention is in the wrong area. I need him to focus on trying to get the gold medal. That needs to be his focus. Don't worry about what golds the U.S. team is winning. Didn't they just win gold the last Olympic go around with another pathetic squad that wasn't the top dogs, but it was like Melo and them?
Ugh.
Yeah, Melo and them won the gold. Bron didn't go. I think that was right after his 2016 championship, so he was tired of carrying that Cavalier team, so he sat that one out. So yeah, they know how to win gold. According to his track record in the Olympics, he does not. So it's like you're worried about the other competitors for basketball. Sir, worry about the people in the lanes next to you. I know you got to stay in your lane, but in this moment, worry about the other lanes. That's where your attention should be. That's just my opinion. I don't feel like that attack or that targeting of the NBA was warranted unless there's something going on behind the scenes with an NBA player in the X of his. I don't understand why he's so angry.
Oh, damn.
That's the only reason I can think of to be upset. All right, T-Bone. I baited you in. We're gonna let you go. You are now free to roam about the internet. We appreciate you for your time. We appreciate you for your opinion and your input. It's always valued. And we will see you when we see you. And maybe next time you and Craig can have a disagreement.
Can't hear nothing you're saying, but it's been fun. It's been real. Got to get back to.
Y'all can't hear me?
Torts. What?
Y'all can't hear me for real?
What?
I mean, dang.
What?
What is happening?
What? All right.
What? He's messing with you, Stanton.
You fell for it, Stan. He got you, man.
He got you with another funny.
And then left the room on you right after that.
Left the room. dropped the mic and disappeared. I mean,
And said,
yeah.
man, my internet messing up again.
Again?
Messing up again.
Damn. That's what I get. See, I spoke about Mario's connection too soon. You see how happy you get when you out the trenches and it's somebody else? See, got too cocky, too much dip on my chip.
That's what.
All right.
Pause.
Oh dear Lord. All right, so guys, man, question for you guys, and then we're gonna wrap up this show. Do you guys believe that shows such as Sports Center, First Take, Undisputed, what's the other one? High Noon. I don't even think that comes on anymore.
What is that Pat McAfee crap? But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Pat McAfee show? It's a podcast that made it to ESPN as a part of this deal. And he was like, I'm bringing my friends.
I'm a fan of Pat
it's a
McAfee.
good show. I like it. It's a good show. You don't like it, Craig?
Real, man.
I haven't. I watched it for like 5 minutes and I turned away.
You gotta watch it for more than 5 minutes.
It didn't keep my attention.
Slow cook.
He keeps it real.
He does. And he does have.
Who is he? Help me out.
Pat McAfee is a former punter for the Indianapolis Colts, and I want to say that was his only team, right?
I think. Well, majority of his career was with the Colts.
Majority of his career was with the Colts, and he's a personable character.
Yeah,
he's like another Spice Adams, if you would, just minus the comedy. His area of expertise is making sports fun, no matter how bad your team is. I miss him on WWE commentary. They should have him over Kevin Patrick, but that's another story for another day. So yeah,
like, they got rid of Max Kellerman and they got Pat McAfee.
Well, they got rid of more than Max Kellerman. They got rid of the whole left side of the ESPN building. That's what they did. Whew. That was a massive layoff. Like it was 2008 or something. But do you guys believe that shows like Sports Center and First Take, like shows along those lines, are becoming irrelevant with the birthing of people doing their own reviews on social media and things of that nature?
Here's what I'll say. We said Sports Center, like Sports Center and First Take are two totally different shows.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Shows like First Take are beginning to be the norm on TV. They used to be like a little side project that ESPN had, and Sports Center used to be the premier show where you get all of the news of sports. I think Sports Center shows like Sports Center is becoming irrelevant because you have social media. You got your phone. You can just kind of look on an app and say, okay, who won the game? Over here, all these teams won the game. And if you click on one of the scores, you can see all the highlights of that game right there. So you really don't need a Sports Center. A lot of the shows right now are shows like this, like the Platform Sports Talk Show, the Man Cave, Ladies Night, where you have different debates. You're debating on different things in sports. And it's easy to chop up shows like that into like minute segments, sound bites of what these guys said and put it on social media and circulate that, just like the clips, that we usually do here on the show. So Sports Center, a lot of those shows are becoming irrelevant right now in 2023 and beyond because you got social media, man. It's all about the debate shows.
Mario, what do you think?
I mean, I agree with the dog. You can just pick up your phone now. You can see, you can go on CBSSports.com and see who won games. Check out highlights. Sports Center. Eventually it will become irrelevant. But I don't think it'll fade away. Quickly. It's still going to be there, but shows like First Take. You got Undisputed. You even got the show with Shady, Chew. I can't think of the name of that sports show.
Speak for yourself.
And Yeah, speak for yourself. I mean, that's up and coming now. A lot of people not. I mean, I've tuned into that a lot, and that's pretty good. So you got a lot more shows that are more debatable about sports because you can't really do that on Sports Center. You can't really dive into the sports like you want to in Sports Center. You can't break it down like you want to, like you can on the sports talk shows like our shows. You can't break it down on Sports Center or anything like that. You basically reading that teleprompter, and that's what you go by. You got your little notes in front of you. You go by that. But a show like this and other shows, yes, you do have notes. But I mean, you think about it, Sports Center is almost, scripted in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Craig, what do you think?
It's just, yeah, I think it's turning into too much. You get it. Pause. I mean, it's goddamn. It's
hey yo.
It's information overload. It's like you can access sports from everywhere. It's just too much. I mean, after a while, it used to be something where you heard that Sports Center theme music come on, you was excited. It was like, yeah, okay, that's what just happened. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, I know it already, because like you said, social media just ruined everything for real. Because you flip through like, oh damn, that happened. They hit it before ESPN sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just an overload of information. It's just and that format is dying. I believe this debate format, like I agree with y'all. It's more of that now. And I think it's really going to die too. It's not going to last another probably year or two. I think Undisputed is going to get canceled, John. What y'all think about that? I really think Undisputed is going to because it's not. I don't know. It's just not. It's not that good to me. I don't know what it is. They're not clicking to me. It's not. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. It may be just
not
my
authentic.
opinion.
I was looking at actually
maybe my opinion.
Craig,
maybe it's my opinion.
You have a point there because and Miss Williams just had a point too that I was going to make. There's also a lot of folks like me who drop cable in favor of internet shows. I was looking on one of those internet shows on YouTube that talked about Undisputed. They said there's so many football personalities on there. What are they going to do when basketball season starts and football season is over? What are they? I mean, they're not really going to have that kind of credibility like a Shannon Sharp, who was a football guy, but who can talk about other sports like basketball. And I think they'll have a problem when you got Michael Irvin trying to talk about basketball. I don't think it's going to work. You know what I mean? Maybe Keyshawn, because Keyshawn was on a show where he was talking about all kinds of sports. Maybe Keyshawn. I think they're getting spanked in the ratings. They're not going to go away, like Mario said. They're not going to be on that level of a First Take. They're going to have to. What they're going to have to do is bring on some more basketball personalities and bring them on the show as the season starts.
Our producer says Rachel Nichols is on the show too. I have not seen her.
Right, but Rachel Nichols, I don't see her as a as a person who debates sports. I think she's more like Sports Center or a host type of person.
Yeah, she's a host.
I can't see her as getting into a debate with people. Maybe they should hire Jalen Rose. That
would be a great.
He is available. He is available.
That'll be perfect.
And that was the dumbest move.
Since we're talking about Jalen Rose, I'm sorry.
That was the dumbest move they could have ever made by letting that man go.
Absolutely.
I think Molly got him fired.
I feel like it was
everybody think he did.
Investors.
Molly
but
got him fired.
He pretty much was carrying it anyway, though. In my opinion, he carried the show.
He did. He carried a lot of those basketball shows to me.
Him and his John Hopkins doctor trained hairline.
Yes. So for him to go on another show, maybe Undisputed, but they gotta pair him up with somebody that's knowledgeable, just as knowledgeable as him, though. You can't put Jalen with somebody that's, you know, like average.
I think him and Skip would be good together. Talking basketball.
Yeah, because Skip always likes to say outrageous stuff, and then you got to have Jalen Rose to reel him in. Like, no, that ain't what it is. This is it.
Yeah, I agree.
So there was I saw a social media post. It was like all of the football players on these shows, they discuss basketball when the time comes. They said you rarely see basketball players on the shows discussing football.
That's true.
Why do you guys think that is?
That's a good point.
Because I was trying to figure out, why aren't they discussing football? Is it because of the intricacy of the play running and the different terms for different types of plays? Because that's a lot. Tua was in a press conference and he was like, I'm going to give you all a play and I want you all to repeat it back to me. To me, Tua spoke a whole bunch of Latin and French in that moment. I didn't know what was going on. Cause I was like, huh? I'm listening to him like, sounds like a run play. I don't know. So could it be that it's more of a complex sport to talk about in their opinions?
No, because
basketball.
We talk about football with ease here. You know, I mean, I don't think they really had an opportunity to do it. I think somebody like Jalen Rose, if given the opportunity, I think he could do it.
I do have faith in Jalen Rose. But then, Sadal, to your point, we're so versatile here on the Man Cave, a part of the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. We're just a versatile group of brothers. We could talk about everything. Hell, you in here, we could talk about the house market rising and falling. We could talk about it all. Craig in here, we could talk about radio, the ins and outs, the medias, how are things getting hot spins. Mario's here. He could tell us about what it takes to coach a winner. We got everybody here. I can tell you how to market your stuff. Shoot, Smoooth can tell you how to market your stuff. We are a versatile group here at the Platform Sports Talk Show, and we will continue to be every Wednesday, whether it's the Man Cave, whether it's Ladies Night, or whether it's the flagship show, the Platform Sports Talk Show. And you can always listen to us on Hot 365 Radio, where rain, sleet, hail, or snow, summer, winter, fall, spring, it's always hot, baby. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and click on that
bell, because
every time we go live, guess what?
You will be notified.
Yeah, make sure you follow us on Facebook, the Platform Sports Talk Show. Follow us on Twitter, because again, what is X? At 314 Sports Talk. Get at us on Instagram at Platform Sports Talk Show. And hey, if you know somebody that wants to be a guest, if you are that somebody that you know that wants to be a guest, send us your resume and a headshot right on over to Platform Sports Talk Show at gmail.com. We would love to have you on the show. And as always, every show here at the Platform Sports Talk Show is brought to you by the wonderful minds over at Smoooth Productions. I say wonderful minds, it's only one person, but it's a wonderful mind. Hey guys, I think that's it. That's the show. I can't believe I ended it so smooth. That was beautiful.
Good job.
I don't have anything else to say. On behalf of myself, on behalf of Sadar, on behalf of Craig, on behalf of Mario, on behalf of T-Bone in his pop-up appearance, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, and we will catch you on next month's last Wednesday. But make sure you tune in for another episode of Ladies Night next week, right here on YouTube. This is the Platform Sports Talk Show Network, baby. We gotta get that going. We are more than a show. We're a network now. Yeah, we are. All right, y'all have a great week. Have a great month. Stay blessed. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
We had a phenomenal day today. Nigger League Museum and Arthur Bryant's Barbecue.
Oh, dang.
God, he's gonna play that one cartoon.
I thought he was too. Dang it.